I heard people after the game, pundits that follow the US saying, well, US soccer did us no favour because we played in this stadium.
Unless you're saying
it's a valid point, though.
No, it's not a valid point. It's the biggest load of nonsense I've ever heard.
Wait. Surely you've got to make as much advantage as you can of playing at home. Well, and to do that, surely you want to play in
Hold on a minute. Where's that stadium?
Harrison, New Jersey.
But look at the demographic. Look at the demographic of the crowd.
Yeah, now
it's not my fault.
If you play it, but it's the US soccer's fault, surely, because if you play it somewhere else, then you've got 100% US support behind.
Tough.
Why even open that door?
Sorry, what door?
Why even open the door to let Costa Ricans in?
The only door they opened was the two centre-halves.
No, I understand.
No, that's the only door.
But it is a valid point, isn't it?
No, it's not a valid. I don't think it's a valid point.
It is valid, but it's not. It's not
valid. You said it's valid.
No, hold on.
Secondary. It's not primary.
Hold on. Well, let me just finish. We've had the German-American. I call them German-American. We've had the not passionate enough so-called German-Americans. We've had the Klinsmann excuse. Now we've got this stadium that's rankling on after a game.
You can pick any national team in the world, you're going to have the same issues. You had this, you had that, you had this.
No.
Craig, it doesn't matter. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about you're not giving your national team the best advantage going forward. There's a reason they play Mexico.
Well, you just said it wasn't an issue. Now you're saying it is an issue.
Listen,
that's not the reason
you're clutching
they lost.
at straws.
That's not the reason they lost.
You're clutching at straws. Anybody who uses that as an excuse where they played the game.
Nobody is using it as an excuse.
Absolutely clutching at straws.
Nobody's using an excuse.
They got beat because they made mistakes at the wrong time. They made two huge mistakes and they got caught. Now, the question is it the coach's fault for picking the centre-back pairing, or is it the centre-back pairing's fault? That's what it boils down to. Because if they don't make those two mistakes, then it's a completely different
You can't play two centre-backs that have never played together in such a high-stakes game and expect them to get the most. And especially this game. It's a back line of five. Costa Rica, your two forwards up top played right into that. There was no transitional game for the U.S. They played everything that could have gone right for Costa Rica. They did it because they made that happen.
As much as focus has been on the defence, up front as well, your boy Josie, Bobby Wood, 1 goal in 7 hex matches. It's not good enough, is it?
It's not. But you have to find ways to break the Costa Rican back line down, and you have to be creative. You can't expect to now play a counterattack game against a team that tries to counterattack. You have to build. Christian Pulisic, who's their playmaker, was on his back all night. They knew how to disrupt rhythm. They knew how to disrupt the referee's fault.
The referee never looked after him.
You don't have to look at it. It's not his. This happens in CONCACAF.
So now we're blaming the referee. So we've got the stadium, we've got the German-Americans, we've got Klinsmann, we've got the stadium, and now we've got the referee. Let me get back to the point. to get in the playoffs at worst, right? To get in the playoffs at worst, all the US have to do is beat the 75th and 83rd best team in FIFA. I rest my case.
Are you going off a FIFA ranking now?
I rest my case.
Is that where you're going?
I'm just giving you fact. To get in the playoffs, all they have to do is beat the 75th and 83rd best team. If you can't do that, they don't deserve to be there. Sorry.
This is world football today. You're seeing Gibraltar lose 9-0 to Belgium, and we're sitting here talking about you have to beat the 100. No, Craig, that's not how it works. Look, it's a very forgiving qualifying process. I'll give you that. Well, it doesn't matter. That's not why they didn't beat Costa Rica.
The last time you were on here,
go into Honduras and get a result against Honduras. Craig, you're focusing on the
last time you were on here, you tried to tell me it wasn't a very easy qualifying. Now you're saying it is a very forgiving qualifying.
I'm saying
is it easy or is it not?
I'm saying it's forgiving. I'm not saying it's easy.
Forgiving and easy, same thing.
There's a difference. 54 teams in Europe. Okay, you're talking about Gibraltar, you're talking about Malta, you're talking about Scotland, Liechtenstein.
Where we're going with this?
You missed the point.
You missed the point. This is where you missed the point.
No, this is where you're missing.
You missed the point.
We're not talking about...
Is the United States a good team or a mediocre team? Good or mediocre?
Good or mediocre?
Yes. Are they good or are they mediocre? What camp are they in?
They're a team that should qualify for the World Cup.
But are the US a good team or are they a mediocre team?
But I've seen mediocre teams make runs in tournaments.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you're a mediocre team in Europe, you've got to win the group. That's my point. You're talking about Europe and Malta and all that. You go to Europe, you're in with Germany, France. France and Italy, Spain and Italy in the same group. All I'm saying is, you've got to beat the 75th, don't get upset, the 75th and 83rd best team, and there's 6 in there, you've only got to finish above those two.
What I'm saying is you're talking about something that doesn't make sense.
It does make sense.
Costa Rica goes to the World Cup, and they're with Italy, they're with Uruguay, they're with England.
You don't have to finish above Costa Rica to qualify. You've got to finish above the 75th and 83rd best team. That's what I'm saying.
But you're using FIFA rankings to justify that? Since when have FIFA rankings even been accurate?
I'm giving you the 75th and 83rd for a reason. The 75th and 83rd for a reason. Why can't you guys accept it?
Because they're not very good. Because they're not very
Why
good.
can't you guys accept the fact that this qualifying campaign is relatively simplified for a mediocre team because of the amount of teams that can qualify, right? Why can't we just accept that and try and paint it as some different picture where, oh, this is going to be really tough? And just, I haven't heard anybody say yet. I've not heard one person say, I've heard Stadium.
That wasn't the question.
I've not heard one person say the reason the US are in this is not because of Bruce Arena, it's not because of Jurgen Klinsmann, it's because the US are not a very good team, right? They have the odd good result, but they're not a very good team. Is that a fact, or am I wrong here?
I don't think that's a fact. I think the U.S. can be a very good team.
Shaka, for example, Shaka on yesterday's show said this is the worst US team that he's seen in 20 years.
Shaka said that's the worst U.S. team he's seen in 20 years. I happen to disagree. Now, I happen to think this is one of the more talented U.S. groups, but they're not.
You said that about Mexico.
Hold on, listen. Hold on. But they're not playing as a very good team.
Where's the evidence of that, though?
He just had 14 straight unbeaten games.
How many of those were at home? How many of those were against proper opposition?
It doesn't matter. You take what's in front of you.
12 of those games were at home, 2 were draws.
You take what's in front of you.
So, to argue against that, your first real test is Costa Rica and you lose.
You lost a game. It happens. It's a very good team you played against. Costa Rica's a very good team. Let's give that team some credit.
They're not bad.
They're a very good team. Very well organized, very well coached. Took their chances well.
Klinsmann didn't get the sack because the US were playing well. Klinsmann got the sack because the US couldn't perform.
That's very circumstantial why Klinsmann got the sack.
So they were playing well.
No, obviously that's why.
See, but all right. People think you've been negative about. Look, people think, oh, you've been negative about the US. No, I've been honest. I'm not going to sit in this couch. I'm not going to move here to the US and pander to people because that's what they want to hear. But if you ask me about Scotland, I'll say
nobody's
garbage.
Asking you to pander.
Absolutely garbage. I know, but that's all I hear. That's all I hear from people.
Don't smile when you say that.
That's all I hear. There's always an excuse.